Well, Imran Khan's sister, Aleema Khan, joins us now from Islamabad. Good to have you with us. So, opponents of the PTI party say the case against Imran Khan was solid. They point to the prosecution bringing 24 witnesses to court and say, therefore, what PTI leader Salman Akram Raja says about the case being baseless, lacking witnesses, is not true. How do you respond to that?
First of all, Imran Khan is jailed because that's where they want him. And 70 years, he had not a single case on him. The whole country knows he's an honest man. So they had to manufacture a case. They didn't think he was going to go through with these cases and he wasn't going to face them. And he decided that he's going to stay in the country, not leave the country as they wanted him to leave. He faced his cases and their cases have fallen flat. Do you know what the case is? The case is that he was gifted a necklace, his wife was gifted a necklace that goes through the procedure through his military secretary to the government department to have it evaluated. What they're saying is, you know what the charge is? That it was under-evaluated because a state prime minister or anybody else who's a state functionary can take the gift at half the price. That they can keep the gift at half the price. So what they're saying is that one necklace was undervalued, but the valuation was done by the government official. There's no government official present, and they brought in a witness.
Aleema, if I could jump in, they would argue, and I've spoken to a High Court advocate a few hours ago, and their argument is, well, the principal secretary, the military secretary, they all provided damning evidence, some of them talking about how they were forced to undervalue these gifts. And in their understanding of it, this is proof of corruption.
That is absolutely incorrect because first he has to produce that evidence because that didn't happen. We were in jail court. Remember, this case was being held in jail court. So you're talking about one necklace that is undervalued. The dispute is you charge a person for 10 years and 17 years in prison for an undervaluation of a gift that he received or his wife received. So what we are trying to explain is that case fell through because one witness was the evaluator and the evaluation is done by the government department. And there's nobody in the government department being charged for this. And you can bring in 50 witnesses. That witness said, I made the evaluation with a picture. But it wasn't a photograph because he had the whole calculation of the stones and for the metal in it. Point is that the prime minister, ex-prime minister, and the current, they're sitting in the government right now, received vehicles, most probably from Qatar or UAE. And that is a prohibitive gift. You cannot even take it after paying for it. If you see the list of gifts they've received and what they've paid for it, in one case, they paid maybe $2,000 for a bulletproof vehicle, the current president. So if that was the case, I think what they're doing is they're setting a stage for themselves to be really
what do you make
thrown into prison for 500 years.
Right. What do you make of the argument, though, that the defense team of Imran Khan here failed to submit even a single document in defense of Imran Khan? This is what we're hearing from supporters of the prosecution. They're saying they had ample opportunity to make the kind of argument they're making. They didn't submit a single document. Was the defense team basically, did they put up a weak case?
How does this person who's having a discussion on this know about it? Because remember, it's a jail trial. Either the family is allowed in or a few lawyers and a few prosecutors. And we know what's happened in the jail court. The fact is that it's a one necklace. Keep in mind, it is a necklace which is only, the dispute is on evaluation.
Right.
Do you sentence somebody? I don't care what it is. I mean, damning evidence. What's the damning evidence? That, oh, we have proof that it was undervalued. Like by how much? It's a small necklace.
Right.
It's a gift from one of the heads of states.
Now,
how
there are concerns which have been expressed by human rights groups. Amnesty International had spoken about several fair trial violations. This was back in September 2024, speaking about previous cases. A UN working group on arbitrary detention concluding also in June 2024 that Imran Khan's detention was arbitrary, a breach of the fair trial rights under international law. With all of that going against Imran Khan, according to these reputable organizations, do you still have hope that he will ever get out of jail?
Why do you think he is in jail? The problem lies, since you have a short program, but first understand that he's not somebody that nobody in the world knows about. Everybody knows about him. Everybody knows about that he's somebody least interested in money. But the problem is that the people sitting in the government and who have actual genuine billions of dollar corruption charges on them. And they stole Imran Khan's, they stole the people's mandate on the 8th of February. The whole world knows it. There's a Commonwealth report which has confirmed it. If you do not believe, the people themselves were angry that their vote was stolen. So if it's a democracy, then it's a sham. On the 8th of February, they won the election. On the 9th of February, at least their whole mandate was stolen. They had finished, they had completely annihilated, supposedly. They blocked Imran Khan's party symbol, they blocked his party, they were picking up people who were going to stand in the elections. They were harassing women. There was a lot of abuse.
So let me jump in and ask you, how do you plan to counter that?
Wait. Let me finish first. There was the way they were abusing people. There was no election campaign allowed. In fact, there was no campaign because the opposition couldn't hold a campaign because people wouldn't have accepted them holding a campaign. So there was no campaign. This election happened where people went out and they gave Imran Khan 2/3 majority because they wanted him to lead their country. Remember when his government was removed in 2022, their country during COVID had a 6% growth. There was with a 6% growth during COVID, you remove his government, the economy is in a tailspin, and now they are in trouble because the people are not accepting this stolen mandate government. These are the people who were actually had real
I'm sorry, Aleema, but
corruption charges on them.
Sure, but we do need to move on a bit because
he's in jail.
We have limited time.
He's in jail.
Yeah, if you could just...
He's in jail.
How does the
he's
PTI...
isolated.
Understood. We understand the challenges facing him. How does the PTI... How do you plan to counter that?
Can I finish what I'm saying? He is isolated. He is being tortured through solitary confinement, him and his wife. This is the situation, 2.25 months. Today, when the sentencing was supposed to be given, the lawyer as well as the family have to be present. And they intentionally did not allow anybody to go in. The judge read out the sentence. My brother didn't know about it. The lawyer who went in after the sentence was read out, he announced it. My brother asked him, well, what happened? He said, you've been convicted. So my brother laughed about it because it's a collection. All they want is for my brother to not stand up for the people. They wanted him to leave the country or just keep quiet and do not what they call politics. But there's a country which is going to, it's not going to, you think Imran is going to spend 10 years in jail for a necklace for being underpriced? Seriously?
Right.
Is that that's 17 years of conviction? Of course it's a fraudulent setup.
Okay.
This is a collapsed judicial system. The judges are leaving. The judges are being kicked out of court if they give fair sentences. That just check how many judges have resigned from the court.
All right, Aleema Khanum,
it's not going to happen.
Imran's
not going to stay for 10 years.
We are out of time. We'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much, Aleema Khanum, Imran Khan's sister. Thank you so much for your time.
Don't miss out. Get a full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news, expert insight. Like, share, stay ahead.